recently ordered something from The RealReal, and it came packaged like this. In this video, I'm going to open it, show you what it is. We'll talk about the item itself, but we'll also talk about The RealReal and how they really seem to be going downhill. Could this be the end of The RealReal? We'll also talk about their fairly new returns program through third-party X-Cover. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community post on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. Interruption Autumn here with an important message. Anytime you add a new bag to your collection, you may want to keep track of it for personal purposes or certainly for insurance purposes. And that's why I developed a tracking system. I call this the My Handbag Collection Organizer, and it's a collection of pages that you can use to track all the information on each of your handbags. This is what it looks like on the front and back, so you put all the information about the bag as well as what you're liking about it, what you don't like, notes, price changes, whether you sell the bag, and then you have everything here in one place. I also have other sections besides that you can check out. Everything is available on my website at autumnbeckman.com. Please check that out at the link below. Now back to the video. So I feel like every time I've ordered from The RealReal in the past, I have received my item in a box. This may be the first time I've ever received something in a bag. I can tell you when I went to my mailbox and pulled this out, I was shocked that it was in a bag and not a box, because the things that are sold at The RealReal, a lot of them are high-end luxury pieces like this one from HERMES. And I expect that when you're getting something that nice and you're paying a good amount for it, that it's going to be packaged well. And I have noticed that The RealReal, they used to package, they never packaged as nicely as somebody like Fashionphile does. They really pay attention to what they're doing, and they make sure that your items arrive to you in great condition, and that when you open the box, you have a nice experience with the confetti and opening the paper. They have the stickers, not just for branding, but to make you feel like you're having an experience unboxing your luxury item. And they do dust bags. The RealReal, you have to pay extra if you want a gift box. They do have dust bags, so I'm curious if this one will be in one. It better be. But lately they've just been throwing things in random sized boxes that might be too big or sometimes too small for your item, with no padding and no paper, like no protection at all other than the really cheap, crappy dust bags that they use, and in this case, not even a cardboard box. Let's open this up. And in fairness, this is an item that is not breakable, but it can still be damaged. Okay, it isn't a dust bag at least. It can still be damaged from getting squished too much. So I'm just really surprised and disappointed that it's in a bag. And especially when they charge like $12 for shipping, like some of that should be covering the cost of a cardboard box. At least it's a recyclable bag. Looking for positives here. So here is my item. They also stopped doing receipts a while ago. I know several of us have noticed that, which I don't like. I understand it, it saves paper, it's better for the environment, and you do have a record of your order on their website under your account. But still, I like to have a paper copy, and I shouldn't have to go in and print it myself when I'm paying for this service. Like, just print a receipt and include it, you know? Let's see what I got here. In this dust bag is this HERMES item. Let me take a corner and unfurl. Which way does it go? It's an HERMES scarf. I love me an HERMES scarf. This, I believe, is from the men's line, and it's a 45 centimeter scarf. I don't know when this design was released. I had never seen it before. I was just browsing the RealReal website and came across this and was like, oh my god, that is so cool, I have to have it. So let me show you some details. First, overall, it has, it's hard to hold this up and show you, but there's a horse over here. It's a superhero horse. There's a spaceship up here in the top corner, and the aliens are beaming up orange HERMES boxes from the HERMES flagship store. So let's look at some details. On this corner, it says the title of the scarf, which is Space Shopping at Faubourg. And then let me give you just a little bit of a close-up zoom here so you can see it better. So there's the spaceships. There's several spaceships in the air. They're beaming up. I love the pieces from Hermes that have architecture in them, all those really clean lines. You can see the horse there with the mask and the big H cape. There's some people at the bottom down there trying to figure out what's going on. There's stuff in the windows of Hermes. Their little window displays. Right here is the signature of the artist too. It says Dimitri R. I'm not sure of his last name, but if I can find it, I'll put it on the screen. It says Hermes Paris. On the top of the building, you can see it says Hermes Cellier, and then there's another Hermes there, and you can see the garden that's on top of the building. And there are also a few birds in the sky over here. Here's the Made in tag. It says Made in France, 100% silk. Dry clean only. I was also really fortunate to come across this colorway because I really love it. I think it's fabulous and will go with several outfits. And you guys know I love Hermes scarves, and I love blues and greens, and I don't mind a little touch of Hermes orange. And I also really enjoy spaced themed things. If you've been with me for a while, you've seen I've had a few pieces that have had rockets on them. I have a Coach rocket bag charm. I've had a Coach big tote bag that had a big rocket on it. I also have this rocket bag, which is a dupe of a Chanel bag. So a space-themed scarf is not an anomaly for me. Let me show you a couple ways I would wear this. First thing I'll do is fold this scarf in half. One thing you want to do when you're figuring out how you're going to wear the scarf and how you're going to fold it is to look at the corners, because they often show up once you're wearing it. They often are the most prominent piece. I like all the corners on this one. I'm going to go with showing that green H there. So fold it in a simple triangle and then just tie it around my neck. And while I'm tying it, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is the RealReal's return policy. They have hooked up with this third-party company called X-Cover. Okay, I've just done 2 small knots at the very end of this scarf. So you could wear it like this, like a little bandana thing, or turn it sideways. And since it's a 45 centimeter and not a 90 centimeter, which is much bigger, it's small. It's great for cooler weather. The 90 centimeter scarves can get really hot because there's a lot of material around your neck. One of the big complaints I've heard from the RealReal, understandably, is that for a long time they've listed a lot of the items, not everything, but most handbags and lots of other things as final sale. And it's really difficult to make a decision to buy something from the RealReal because of that final sale, combined with the fact that they have the worst photography I've ever seen in my life, and they never have enough photos of the item to really determine what the condition of the bag is, and their little descriptions of the condition are terrible. So my experience and what I've shared with you has always been that if I get a bag that is not as described, and it could be a visual problem with the bag, or it could be like it has a smell that wasn't disclosed, because those are never disclosed at the RealReal, that I just write their customer service, and even if it said it was final sale, I've never had a problem with them taking a return. Now, however, they have this thing on every listing that says if you want to return it, you have to buy this sort of insurance policy. You have to pay this extra fee with X-Cover. And the way this works, because I've done this once now, and it's very frustrating and I do not want to go through it again, is you pay this extra fee. The amount of the fee is a percentage of the sale price of the item. So if you're buying a $50 item, maybe it's $1. I don't know exactly what the percentage is, but let's use that as an example. $50 item, maybe you're paying $1 extra for the insurance. But if it's a $5,000 item, it might be a $200 or $300 fee for the insurance. So if you think that you may be returning that bag, you are paying the cost of the bag plus that $200 or $300 fee, which is not refundable whether or not you keep the bag. So if you keep it, then you've just paid $5,000 plus, let's say, $300, and that would be the cost of the bag. Now, if you decide you want to return the bag, then you've paid the $5,000 plus the $300, and if they accept your return, we'll get to that in a second, then you'll get your $5,000 back, but not the $300 return fee. Okay? So the way it works if you do make a return, you can't just go on and get a return label and ship it back. Oh no. What you have to do is go through this third-party company, create an account with them, and then you have to submit information and sometimes photographs, or always photographs. I think they require photographs of the item that you're returning, and then they take that information and they analyze it to determine whether they're even going to allow you to send the item back to them, even though you've just paid this fee. And then once they get the item, they look at it and determine if they're willing to accept the return. And I think all they're doing there is making sure it's in the same condition and it's the right item and all that. That process of the return takes several weeks, not only for you to get your money back, but for you to even get information about what's going on. Like, I sent a bag back and it was 2 or 3 weeks before I heard anything about, oh, we have your bag and we're going to accept the return. And it's very, very frustrating. And I don't trust that system. I don't like it. And maybe I have no reason to not trust it, but it was just very cumbersome. I didn't feel assured that the return was going to be accepted, even though I had spent money paying for that policy, paying to be able to return it. That's not something I want to do again. Now, I will say, and I'm wondering how much this is going to hurt the real as people start going through that, or as people start telling their stories about what that process is like. Because I'm somebody who, with my luxury purchases, most of them are pre-loved, and most of them have been from the real. But as their customer service policies, I'll call it, I feel like have gone downhill. The packaging, like, I can get over the packaging if the item arrives properly, but having to pay extra to return and then possibly not even being able to return it. And I also don't know if you order an item and don't get the return insurance thing, but then the item arrives and it's damaged, so there's something about it that wasn't disclosed. I don't know if customer service will honor a return in that case anymore like they used to if you haven't purchased that policy. So that's really frustrating too. And maybe they do, hopefully they would, but I just don't know because it's not clear anywhere on their website. What they say, it says on the website that this X-Cover purchase protection thing, it says allows you to return your item, your final sale item, within 7 days of delivery, receive a full refund minus the $13 shipping fee for returns, which is fine. And then it says easy, hassle-free returns. I did not find it to be easy or hassle-free, but I did get the money back for it. I also ran across the same thing, but with a different insurance return provider company from a different website. It was from, I think, shoppremiumoutlets.com, and I don't remember the name of their third-party service. Weeks and weeks have gone by and I still haven't heard anything. I've sent the item back and I've not received any information about receiving a return or that they have it or anything like that. So I'm finding that this kind of third-party return process is a lot of hassle and not something I ever want to deal with again. So I just wanted to let you know that, to inform you about it so you can make your own decisions on whether you would want to use those companies and whether that might be worth it or not to you. And yeah, with that and everything else with the real, I'm just wondering, are they going to continue going downhill? Because you would think in the position that they're in, where it's my understanding they have had a lot of financial trouble in the past few years and have been losing money, you'd think they would be doing things to better the company and to gain customers, and instead it feels like they're pushing us away. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments section. And now back to the Hermes scarf. Let's look at a couple other ways I could wear this. I could twist it up. Now I just did a really quick roll there. I didn't really do that properly. But I could take that and tie it around my wrist and do another knot to make those ends a little shorter, or just double it around my wrist to make the end pieces that stick out a little shorter. I could also, noticing with it wrapped like this, it goes really well with the colors of my sequins on my Fendi peekaboo here. So I could tie it around the handle of my peekaboo like that. Similarly, I could tie it on the handle of another bag like this Teddy Blake Bella in the green color. Love this bag. People always ask about it, so I'll link it below. I could also just fold it in a triangle and tie it just a little bit on the ends where a tiny bit of those two corners are sticking out like I did around my neck earlier, and then just let it hang from the bag like that. And that's more casual and playful, and then you get to see more of the scarf design as well and more of the color. I like that a lot. And if you have a taller tote like this, you can grab the scarf just by one corner and then wrap it around the handle there and just tie it onto itself. Just a really quick little knot. And if I'm taking a scarf on a bag out in public, I always do a double knot for a little extra security. But then you could hang it like that, and then you get a lot more of the scarf design and the color, and that's really pretty. I like that a lot. I've never tried that before. I just came up with it, and I think it looks great. That's really pretty. I love that. Awesome. So that is what I got from Hermes. I love it. I'm really, really happy with this, and so happy that I happened upon it. I certainly wasn't looking for it. And those are my thoughts on what's going on with the Real Real right now. Let me know what you think of the scarf and what you think of the Real Real. Of course, I will still shop with them because I have found some of my very best deals there. And again, most of my luxury Preloved items have come from there. I'm just going to have to be more careful to look at the pictures. And by the way, what I do is screenshot the pictures and then blow them up. I use Photoshop to do that, and I brighten them some. If a picture is too dark, I'll brighten it to see some details. Do what you can with the photos that they have to check the piece as best as you can. Maybe send the link to somebody else who also knows what they're looking at. They can check it for you and see if they see any flaws that you might have missed. I'll still shop with them, but I'll be more careful about what I buy. Let me know what you think and what your plan is. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.